All right, now it is raining, so I could just let it rain on here, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of mist this. This is seasoning a tent. We're gonna basically, I'm not using a hard hit, but we're gonna soak all these seams, let that water run off, and what we're doing is letting that seal up. Every one of these threads that are on here, letting those bulk up. So again, you don't gotta get crazy with this, but this is what's called seasoning. And you have to do this with every single tent you buy because the threads and the holes that are in there need to be sealed up to each other. So this is it. You don't get carried away with this. You don't have to make it anything harder than it's supposed to be. Just get a good soaking in light. You don't want to turn this on like this and be blasting stuff. Okay, just a nice light mist like this and soak every one of those seams so that those threads can swell. When those threads swell, they seal the holes. And again, this is tenting 101 here. You do this with every tent you own. Every single tent you have, you want to do this to it. You can do the inside if you want to also. Or you can seam seal the inside if you want to. I personally, like I said, I'm not real worried. But you just want to soak every seam down. All you're trying to do is get the threads wet. When the threads get wet, they swell. Then they stay that way, and they seal the holes. So just get a good coating of water on it, just like if it rained. Or if you're lazy, just set it up and let it get rained on for a little while. Let it be out in the rain for a day, and it'll do the same exact thing. It'll seal itself all up nice. And that is how we season a tent. You do this with your Kodiak canvas, you do this with your nylon tents, you do this with any tent you have. Heck, I'd even do it with an expensive Dyneema tent because again, it's all about the threads. That's where your water comes in, through the sewing holes. And now I'm curious as to if there's any water coming through on this as we're doing it. Let's actually, heck, because it's mine, we're gonna just roar it. Let's pummel it. Look at this, hardcore downpour. Hardcore rain coming down. Let's see what it's like in there. Let's take a peek. Because now I'm curious. Like I said, hard rain. We're gonna pop in there and take a peek and see if we got any water in there. Now, it might be some right here by the door because the door is wide open. Let me just finish hitting this, and then we'll check it. Like I said, when you're doing this, you want to do it with a light amount of water. I'm doing it more on purpose now because I'm curious. All right, and that there is how we season a tent. That's how you season every single tent. That's exactly how it's done. Now, let's go in there and see if we got any water that's coming in. I'm curious, I'm sure you're curious. First time up, never been seasoned. Let's take a walk in here. Not get my camera wet. And I do not see anywhere in here. It's gonna feel weird as I tip you. But we have nothing coming through the ceiling. Nothing wet in here. We do got a couple spray drops that are coming in where I hit between the sides. You can see in there. The no-see-em even keeps it out. And we drowned that pretty good, but I do not see one spot of drip coming in through any of these seams. There's not a single drip rolling through after, sorry, my tripod's getting hooked up. Not a single drip on any one of those seams. Or in the center here, not a single drip anywhere. Very impressive. Very nice. So now the key is to let it dry. Okay, you do not ever want to put a tent away wet. We need to let this thing dry completely, and then we pack it up and we're done. And then we have our clam shelter 100% ready to go and ready for us to use. But this thing is a brilliant system. And again, I will show you the other video clip of this thing popping down and how it does. Now you can also, you can speed up that drying process even in the mornings when you're done and you're ready to put it away. If you take any of your tents and you start shaking them, okay, you can see that water, look at that water start to come off and rappel down. You can speed up that process. We're gonna let it sit here and soak for a little while and make sure those seams get good, but that's how you season it. Thanks for watching.